an ancient art gallery in the Cederberg, Western Cape. A cave overlooking the Fishhook Valley, frequented by ancient inhabitants of the South Peninsula of what would become Cape Town. Ancient art, culture, history and heritage. Global Digital Heritage Africa sets out to digitally preserve it so a modern society can viscerally experience it through the power of technology. And now, GDHA is digitally documenting District 6, an area in Cape Town that was once a vibrant, diverse community, torn apart by the apartheid regime's forced removals between 1966 and 1982. Homes, buildings, businesses, and places of worship were bulldozed, leaving most of the area desolate, vacant, haunted. The story of District 6 can also be told from above, a cartographic tale through time made possible by archives. Maps and aerial photographs trace its transformation from sparsely populated land in 1862 to a fully developed community between 1890 and 1927. By 1967, the satellite image reveals the first scars of forced removals as demolition sites mark the landscape. Fast forward 10 years to 1977, and more of District 6 is erased. By 1980, the landscape looks like a war zone. In 1983, the Cape Technicon begins to rise, where houses and shops once stood, and music-filled streets once ran. By the late 1980s, the institution dominates the map, a stark reminder of apartheid's design. The legacy of apartheid spatial planning is stubborn and still difficult to undo. After all the bulldozers left, District 6 was considered salted earth by many Cape Townians who were horrified at the blatant racist cruelty of the forced removals. The area remained mostly empty and undeveloped. However, there were a few buildings and institutions that were not destroyed, like St. Mark's Church, Al-Azhar Mosque, which GDHA is documenting in 3D, and Trafalgar High School, called TRAFS by locals. Each of these buildings are symbols of the collective defiance of the Group Areas Act. Throughout the decades of destruction and displacement, they continued to serve their community and stand as a reminder of District 6's enduring spirit. Through the power of surveying and mapping, we are able to take ex-residents back to where their homes once stood. We call this counter-surveying, locating the ghosts of buildings on the current landscape. It is both an act of documentation, but also a deeply human process, ensuring their memories are never lost, even as the modern city is built over them. Over the next few years, District 6 will continue to change as development linked to restitution progresses, with some families able to return and reclaim spaces that were taken from them. With more construction on the horizon, the traces of the old District 6, its original roads and stone pavements, and the rubble of buildings past, will disappear from sight, taking their stories with them. That's why we at GDHA are capturing and preserving the area while superimposing archival photographs over the exact locations where these iconic landmarks once stood. This will ensure that even as the landscape changes, its history remains visible and is not forgotten. And through every decade, the Al-Azhar Mosque has borne witness to hardship and loss, but always remained a steadfast beacon of hope, a sanctuary that kept people connected to each other and their faith, even after they were moved to the Cape Flats. GDHA is digitally documenting this enduring landmark using advanced mapping and 3D modeling, so that future generations can explore it in precise detail, its architecture and its stories. More than a building, It symbolizes human resilience, courage, and the power of community.